All right, so this is exactly what I do whenever I feel like I'm procrastinating and I feel like I just need to take action. So, a lot of the time we set goals for ourselves that we want to take action on and we just seem to procrastinate, right? You want to go to the gym, you want to start a business, you want to, maybe start a YouTube channel, whatever it is, right? And you start to build it up in your mind as to how it's going to go. But then when it comes down to actually doing the action, there's nothing, right? You suddenly get met with resistance. You suddenly feel like everything that you thought was going to be easy is now a bit difficult. Okay? Now, I heard of this stat, and it's 80% of people tend to quit after their first setback or their first failure. Okay? Now that's 80% of people. Okay? Now 90% of people are going to quit after their second setback or their second failure. So that leaves 10% of people that go past two failures. Can you see how easy it is to actually be in the top 10% now? Okay? Now, this is just one thing, right? So, if you were going to run a marathon, you don't have to be the quickest person in the race. Like, because of attrition, there are going to be people that, break their leg or they have a heart attack or something goes wrong and all of a sudden that person's out of the race, right? So the whole point is to stay in the game, right? When you get married, the whole point of marriage is to stay married. The whole point of going to the gym, getting fit, is to stay fit, right? I think a lot of people set goals for themselves and then they, tend to forget why they had even started, right? It's because you want this thing to stay long, like the longevity of what you're trying to do needs to be there. It needs to be something that you can maintain. It needs to be part of your lifestyle. It's easy to get sucked into consuming information way more than you need to. And it's part of our human nature as well. Like, we want to avoid failure. We want to avoid making mistakes. But what we don't realize is that the mistakes are the lessons. Not only that, we need to start treating the actions that we want to take as experiments, okay? The only way that you will ever fail is if you give up. It's if you give up. It's not about if you don't do it, right? Like, it's about if you give up. So if you can continually put in the work, put in the effort, day after day after day, then you're going to see the result. The only way that you don't see it, because I always tell my clients this, look, you have to average everything that you do, right? Let's say you decide to have a week off. Cool. What did you do the last 3 weeks? Okay? If you were consistent the last 3 weeks, but for that 1 week you had off in the month, so 1 week in the month you're off, 3 weeks you're actually doing the things that you know that you need to, well, now you're good, right? Because on average, when you average everything out, you're good. So really, when it comes down to it, consistency, people talk about it a lot. They say that is the thing that has led to their success, is them being consistent. And I have to say, like, that is the reality. If you can be consistent to showing up every single day, iterating and using your failures as experiments, because that's what they really are. They're just experimentations, right? And being a scientist, being humble, just accepting that right now you're not in the state where you really want to be, and you can be open to learning. You can be open to accepting information from other people, from books, from podcasts, from, YouTube. It's okay, from a mentor even, right? From a coach. Like, people ahead of you that have already done the thing that you want to do, those people have gone through the mistakes, they've gone through the lessons. Do you know how many epiphany moments, like could happen if you open yourself to being humble, right? Dropping your ego and just saying, look, right now, I'm not in the position where I want to be, and someone out there might be able to help me. And for me, like, I had to do that, right? I got myself a business mentor when I first got into business because I had no clue what I was doing. I went to university, studied business, came out of university, and then I was like, all right, cool. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I hired myself a business mentor, right? That was me dropping my ego. I could have easily just been like, oh no, like I've got a degree. So with my business degree, like I know what I'm doing. I know how to start a business. Like that's obviously going to get me nowhere, right? So if you guys really want to make progress in whatever you do, here are the 3 things that I think that you need to do. First of all is to be humble, right? Be humble. You need to accept that right now you miss the information, because if you had the information and you knew exactly how to apply it, you would have the result, right? The second thing is going to be really to take action and be a doer. Be a doer, right? Because a lot of the time we have the information. We have the knowledge. At some point, like, you get the information. Sorry, I'm being bitten by mosquitoes. You get the information, you get like all of the knowledge that you need, but you just don't apply it, right? So at some point, you have to be the person in your life that is going to keep you accountable. And if you can't do that and you've tried it, then it's time to go externally and say, hey, can you keep me accountable and help me, right, get to the result that I want to get to? The third thing is going to be to stay patient. You can't expect to get your dream body, get your dream physique, achieve any level of success if you can't be patient. Patience wins every time. Never giving up, okay? Never giving up. That is how you're going to get the result. All right, guys? So there is a link in the top of the description that will take you to a page where you can book in a call with me. I'm helping men get in the best shape of their life, mentally and also physically. So check that out, and I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you tomorrow.